What does Mental Health Day mean to you?
Mental Health Day for me, Mental Health Week, Mental Health Month, October, I think it just shines a light on something that affects everyone.
I feel like it's really important to break the stigma of mental illness, and I think it's a great opportunity to get the discussion happening.
I think it's just about like raising awareness about how, it is okay to have these feelings and that, and there is like so much help out there.
What steps do you take to stay on top of your mental health?
Number one, I've got a to-do list every day. It's on my fridge, it's laminated, so every week I can wipe it off, and that's just simple stuff such as getting out of bed, brushing my teeth.
But for me, it's being productive, being creative, whether it's painting, creating music, even just having a conversation with someone.
Self-reflection's been a really big thing that I've had to implement in my life.
How has your mental health been impacted, especially during like a really hard time like this, like COVID?
So I thought I was traveling really well, but then I suddenly got hit with major panic attacks. Even though I felt great and I was really open about my emotions, I was getting full panic attacks that were lasting not 10 or 20 minutes like they have in the past and happen randomly. I was going a day to 2 days at a time.
I feel pretty lucky that I've been coping pretty well, but I think for a number of reasons, like I've had mental health struggles practically my whole life, and I think because I've developed so many coping mechanisms, I've been able to implement those throughout lockdown.
It's been challenging, but in a positive way. It's brought a few things to the surface that I didn't necessarily give much credence to or acknowledge. So by being at home more, being in a confined space, I've found it has triggered certain things subconsciously which I might not have necessarily acknowledged before.
What would you say to others who may be struggling at the moment?
Yeah, I have nothing to lose by speaking to someone at all, whether it be a psychologist, a counsellor, psychotherapist for deep-seated trauma, whether or not it's, calling Lifeline, Beyond Blue, anything like that. You really have nothing to lose.
That it's okay. It's okay to feel how you're feeling, but don't forget that there are other people out there, and there are so many resources now.
Although you might feel like you're alone, you aren't the only one, and it's really important to, speak up, stay chatty, and just let people be aware of what you're going through, and know that you might think that you're going to get a lot of judgment, but sometimes all people want is just to have a chat.
What have you learned throughout your journey with mental health?
Oh my gosh, it's a journey. It's a lot. I've learned a lot about myself. I've really grown. Like, if I look back to who I was, I almost don't recognize myself.
What I've learned throughout my own journey is to take every emotion as they are. So, and to elaborate on that more, for every positive emotion that you do have, there's always going to be a negative. Such as you feel happiness, of course, at one stage you're going to feel pain. If you feel love, of course, at one stage you're going to feel loss. It's an unfortunate thing. It's just part of life.
Talking about my mental health journey, it's ongoing. It doesn't end. Every decade that you live, it changes. You change, you evolve. And know that each thing, if it's happened to you, or you're just feeling unwell, or you're feeling unloved, they are snapshots. And there are people out there and programs out there that can make you see joy in life and can make you feel like you're connecting again with your community, your people, and the world.
I suppose for me, I've struggled for a very long time with mental health. And for me, it was just accepting that it's not necessarily things that have gone on in my life. It is a chemical imbalance in my brain. It's something that I will have for the rest of my life, and it's just how I manage it and how I keep on top of it. Just making sure, like I said before, being creative, whether it's taking medication, whether it's exercising, whether it's doing anything like that, just always being aware that that is always going to be there in my brain, but yeah, just to be vocal about it.
My journey's been a roller coaster, as it has been for many people, and it's not necessarily in negative context, but it's something that does fluctuate, and I'm consistently learning, which sounds so cliche, but it's cliche because it's true.